Welcome back to the channel, bringing you the latest news from around the world. Picture this, December 2014, Brito, Nicaragua. Bulldozers gleam, cameras roll, dignitaries beam. A Chinese billionaire stands beside Nicaragua's president, breaking ground on the Nicaragua Canal. This was no ordinary project. It promised to slice a nation in two, challenge US dominance, and redraw global trade. The vision, a canal vast enough for the world's largest ships, jobs for tens of thousands, and a leap to prosperity. But behind the spectacle, questions loomed. Who was really in control? Where was the money coming from? Wang, a telecom tycoon with no canal experience, fronted the project. He spoke of $50 billion in investment, more than Nicaragua's entire economy. Yet the details were murky, hidden behind corporate secrecy. The ceremony was meant to launch a new era, but it became the high watermark of a dream that quickly faded. Bulldozers sat idle, promises echoed hollow. The grand vision was about to collide with reality. What went wrong? And who was left to pick up the pieces? The canal's promise was intoxicating, but the script had missing pages. The initial flurry of activity gave way to silence. The dream, so powerfully presented, was about to unravel. The question remains, what happened to Nicaragua's golden ticket? Why Nicaragua? Why now? The answer, power, and leverage. For centuries, a Nicaraguan canal was a geopolitical fantasy, a shortcut for global commerce, a strategic choke point. The world's shipping fleet was growing. New megaships needed a bigger canal than Panama could offer. The pitch, a faster, bigger route for supertankers and container ships, challenging the old order. But timing was everything. In the 2010s, US focus shifted elsewhere, and China saw an opening. For Beijing, this was about more than business. It was about projecting power into America's backyard. A canal built with Chinese money would be a symbol of rising global status. President Ortega saw a chance to secure his future and reduce dependence on the West. He granted HKND a sweeping 50-year concession, trading sovereignty for a promise of prosperity. But did anyone read the fine print? The move was bold, but the risks were enormous. The canal was more than infrastructure. It was a move on the global chessboard, the stakes Nicaragua's future and the balance of power in the Americas. Let's talk about China. When a $50 billion project appears in America's backyard, you follow the money. Wang Jing was the frontman, but few believed he acted alone. The assumption, this was a state-sanctioned play, with China using a private company as a proxy. China's motive? Secure shipping lanes, reduce US leverage, and gain a strategic foothold. A new canal would be Beijing's insurance policy, an unencumbered path between oceans. But it was also about influence. Funding the canal would make Nicaragua dependent, giving China leverage and access. This fit a global pattern: offer loans, gain control when countries can't repay. Officially, Beijing kept its distance, claiming HKND was private. If the project succeeded, China could celebrate. If it failed, they could walk away. For China, it was low risk, high reward. For Nicaragua, the risks were real. The people were promised a brighter future, but the cost was sovereignty and stability. The canal was a tool for influence, not just trade. The real plan? Power, not just passage. The Nicaragua Canal wasn't just a trench, it was a modern marvel in the making. At 172 miles, it would dwarf the Panama Canal, built for the world's largest ships. The plan included ports, an airport, free trade zones, resorts, and new infrastructure. A new economic heart for Nicaragua. But the engineering challenges were immense, cutting through rainforests, wetlands, and Lake Nicaragua, the region's vital freshwater source. Dredging a 65-mile channel through the lake risked ecological disaster. The human cost was staggering. Tens of thousands, mostly rural and indigenous, faced displacement. Promises of fair compensation rang hollow. The scale of ambition was matched only by the scale of risk. The canal threatened not just land, but lives and heritage. The grand plan stalled almost immediately. The promised billions never arrived. Wang Jing's fortune evaporated in China's 2015 stock crash. Without money, the bulldozers stayed silent. Feasibility studies were missing or secret. Experts warned of seismic and environmental catastrophe. The project looked reckless, built on wishful thinking. Inside Nicaragua, opposition exploded. Farmers and indigenous groups protested, calling the concession unconstitutional. The government, once promising prosperity, now sided with a foreign corporation. By 2018, the project was dead. HKND's offices closed, The website vanished, and the government stopped talking. The canal became a national embarrassment, a ghost haunting the landscape. The dream of unity and development turned into conflict and division. The lesson: ambition without transparency or consent leads to disaster. The canal's collapse exposed the dangers of unchecked deals with powerful outsiders. What did Nicaragua and the world learn from this colossal failure? Today, the Nicaragua Canal is a phantom, just faded press releases and broken promises. The Panama Canal thrives, expanded and stable, a stark contrast to Nicaragua's turmoil. The big lesson: ambition alone can't move mountains. Without financing, transparency, and public consent, a megaproject is just a mirage. China didn't retreat, it tested the waters, gaining influence without building a canal. In 2021, Nicaragua broke ties with Taiwan and recognized Beijing, a diplomatic win for China. Was the canal ever about water, or always about power? The Nicaragua Canal is a grand illusion, a warning to nations tempted by easy promises from global powers. The price is often more than money: it's sovereignty, environment, and stability. The Ghost Canal stands as a silent reminder: when a deal looks too good to be true, ask, what's the catch? In the end, Nicaragua's golden ticket was just a mirage.